Hi everyone and welcome back to LL Sports TV. I'm with my guy Stricto and we've just witnessed Arsenal go down to Bournemouth 2-1. Arsenal were in front in the 34th minute courtesy of a really good goal by Declan Rice. However, they conceded 2 goals. And if I'm correct, Stricto, that's 2 defeats in a week. That's 4 games out of 5 now where Arsenal have thrown away leads. And also, I believe I'm right in saying that's 1 win now in our last 5 Premier League games. So it's not exactly great news going into our Champions League semi-final second leg against PSG.
It's definitely not. But then again, if we do go out and beat PSG, then no one really cares about losing to Bournemouth at home. But until then, it is concerning. It is concerning that the rate we are conceding chances and conceding goals, the rate that our set-piece defending is absolutely woeful.
Yeah, it's fallen off a cliff, hasn't it?
Yeah.
What's happened to Nikola Jova and the brave new world of the set-piece?
And, you know, I'd like to see that record with Gabby and Saliba. I'd like to see how that fared. I mean, there could be a number of factors, you know.
I'll tell you what the main factor is, concentration. I mean, both of those goals, I mean, let's look at the first one. Semenya, the long throw. I mean, I know, is it Hyson?
Yeah.
I know he's a tall youth.
Yeah.
But he didn't even appear to...
He didn't work for it.
No, he was just nodded it in. There was no challenge, no press, nothing.
He didn't work for it. And then with the second one...
It was a gift.
It's perfect. That's the perfect...
It was a gift.
It was literally a gift, like with bowls.
They just, basically, watch this. Semenya throws a ball, and by the way, that guy's got a strong arm, man, because the way he just threw that in there. Anyway, the ball comes over, and they all just look at it like that. Hyson says, oh, okay, bang.
And
There's no challenge.
And also, even with the goalkeeping there, it's like, he doesn't put a lot of power into that header.
No, he just guides it,
right?
He just guided it.
He just guides it, and Ray is at full stretch, trying to get that. So it means that, he's been a good, solid keeper for us since he signed, but some things are a bit suspect. Like it's not a powerful header, but he's at full stretch and he still can't reach that. You know, so
but if you think that was bad,
positioning.
the second one, bro. Oh man, the second set piece. I mean,
before you go on to Raya, what was Odegaard doing?
He wasn't even looking at the
Just
ball.
watching his man, not watching to see where the ball might be to affect the ball. He's thinking, if I affect my man, then I affect the ball. Yeah, now look, the guy scored. Do you know what I'm saying?
You spoke about Raya for the first goal. For me, he's got to do better than that, man. I mean, I know it was fairly close range, but even so, it was...
He had a hand on it. He had a hand on it.
And he basically threw it in.
Yeah. I mean, who've they given the goal to, do you know?
Should give it to Raya.
I mean, we're going to have to look at that. Because, I mean, Laurie, I understand the form. I understand that we've got, quote unquote, bigger fish to fry. Yeah, that's saying that you hear all the time. Yeah?
Not me, man, my brother. My brother, he's regretted it ever since, I tell you that.
The bigger fish to fry business, yeah. But what is unacceptable for me is the lack of professionalism.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
It's this, is not acceptable.
Not acceptable at all.
Standards of the club, standards of the player, standards of the manager, and expectations of the fans. I keep saying this. When people rock up to the Arsenal, it's not a free ticket. It's not a first 20,000 in before 3 a.m. gets free. No, everyone's there. You know, people are there. Like my brethren today took his son there for the first time. Damn. And that's what his son would have witnessed the Arsenal do, you know.
Probably end up supporting Tottenham at that.
Oh, probably end up supporting Bournemouth.
Game.
You know, he might end up supporting, his son might end up supporting
Do you know that Bournemouth have done the double over us this season? And to make matters even worse, today was their first ever win at the Emirates.
Oh, I never thought that. And we only scored 1 goal against them this season.
I was at the game when, the corresponding game, when they beat us down their place, Saliba got sent off. That was bad enough, but I think today's worse.
Yeah, because we're at home.
Because we're at home, we were winning the game.
We've got a full strength. I think that game against them, I think someone was out in that game. I can't remember who it was.
Well, I know Saliba got sent off quite early in the game.
Was Odegaard out during that period?
I think quite possibly.
Saka, we had a few players out in that game,
Oh.
and then had the 10 men. It just went to crap. But
And perhaps even more worrying is that a lot of people were saying that this game, if we get a win or good performance, would be a confidence booster for Wednesday. In the end, that's just gone totally south because we've just been beaten at home. So there's no confidence to be taken from that. If anything, it's a confidence sapper rather than a booster.
I've always said a winning is a habit. Is a good habit, and losing is the opposite. Losing is also a habit. You know, it's
but a bad habit.
you get into losing is infectious. You know, you start losing.
right.
It becomes a habit. You know, a bad habit. So it was important to get at least a win. But I did feel we would lose this game, like I said.
You did,
earlier.
actually. Yeah,
And I
you did.
called the score. I said
You
we'll
were
lose.
right.
We'll lose 2-1 because I think we'd be getting away with the 1-0s. You know, but I do think with a game this magnitude coming up, a lot of players have switched off. A lot of players. I mean, Saka's performance today will be overshadowed by Odegaard.
Yeah.
You know, but Saka, I suppose the only difference between Saka and Odegaard is Saka has a lot of credit in the bank. A lot of credit in the bank. You know, we ain't got to worry about Saka. I mean, you talk about the Real Madrid game, missed the penalty, turns up, scores the first goal for us. You know, so he's got a lot of credit in the bank, but it doesn't mean we still can't analyse his game. He wasn't effective today at all.
He wasn't good today. But I mean, there was a few that weren't good today. Trossard weren't good today. Martinelli wasn't good today. I think there's very few that were good today. Declan Rice was good today for the time he was on. Saliba and Kivior looked steady. Partey looked steady. But there's no one that really stood out. I've got to ask you though about Martin Odegaard. I mean, there was a lot of eyes on him before the game today. Some people were saying he should be stood down, he should be dropped. Some people was even going further than that, saying that it should take the captaincy off him and that he shouldn't play ahead of the Champions League game on Wednesday. Where do you stand on that?
I mean,
after watching him today,
I mean, you asked two things there. I'm not for him losing his captaincy. I don't think that's right under the circumstances of just having a bad form. It's like I said to you, I always maintain if there's anything gross misconduct, then fair enough. But on the basis of having a poor season, it's not good enough for me. Some might argue shouldn't have been captain in the first place, but that's a conversation for another time.
Yeah.
But he's captain, and he has been captain. You know, you could all these things. You sort of look at it like this. Do the players respect him as a player? They do. And do they respect him as a captain? Yes, they do. Because you see he calls them up, you know, he gets their little huddle thing going, he gives them instructions, he cheers them up, you know, everyone's behind him. So I wouldn't get rid of him based on form. And like I said to you before, and I said, we've got to be careful with that talk there because that kind of action can destabilise the dressing room. It really can. You know, it can go from people who are on an upwards trajectory to, hold on, what kind of dictatorship are we living under? You know, it was, you know, I believe Arteta runs it as a democracy. I think all the players sort of have a say in what happens. But if you're stripping out, oh, okay, you're not good enough to be captain, then, you know, then the question is, why did you give it to him in the first place? You know, but I think to a degree we got to start having the conversation of him not starting. But then who starts? We want to see Ethan Nwaneri, but we're not even getting to see him to even assess his performances against Odegaard. You know, we're not seeing him. And then who does that lie on? Arteta. You know, you're not making those changes. And I defend this guy tirelessly, but today I cannot defend him. I really cannot.
And just finally, Stricto, because we've got time constraints. It was a pretty poor day today. But moving forward, I think, you know, let's be honest, the big one is on Wednesday. Do you think, based on what you're seeing at the moment, we can go there and get a result?
If you're looking at this game, hell no. Hell no. PSG are a much better team, more organised, press, attack better, you know, but if you're going on this game. But I think it will be a different game. I'm hoping that it will go in our favour. I'm hoping we'll get a victory and come out there and go into the finals, you know.
What do we need to do then to turn it around?
Main thing is the midfield. We saw they got their first goal through that big gaping hole in the middle. We've got Partey back. I think Partey gives us a lot of assurance. I think he gets a lot out of Declan Rice. I think Declan's going to be key. Saka has to be key. I think they marked him out of that game. I don't think they stopped him per se, because anytime he got the ball, he looked like something was going to happen. But he's going to be has to be more influential. If it means, I think we'll have to be dynamic. If it means often switching, we saw Saka today on the left at one point. Now I don't know whether because he was out of position and stuck there, but he was there and managed to get a shot off that looked like it was going in. Yeah. So maybe we might have to be dynamic. We saw PSG doing it with Carrasco. I can never say this brother's name. Carrasco. I can't say his name.
Carrasco. Call him Double K. I think that's his initial.
What's his first name again?
Kiva.
Yes, Kiva.
Yeah, like, call him Kiva. Call him Kiva.
Kiva. Yeah, Carrasco.
Or Special K.
Yes, Special K. Yeah. You don't know what I'm talking about. So you saw him switching wings with Doué. You know, why can't we do that? Because at times we can be predictable. And I think sometimes it works 99% or 95% of the time, because when you get so good at one thing, you're good at it. But sometimes when it doesn't work, you might need to switch. You might need to switch it up. Yeah. You know, maybe get Saka on the left. Maybe get it. Just try a different approach. Yeah. Maybe you said to me earlier, styles makes fights. Yeah. So maybe if you're having Mendes having Saka in his pocket, his style might not work against Martinelli and vice versa. Yeah. Whoever's on the other wing. You know, so switch it up. You know, and also we didn't see Timber today. I think Ben Rice did struggle a few times. Ben White. I'm thinking about white rice. I'm hungry. Ben White struggled in his defensive work.
Yes.
You know, you don't doubt him going forward. Him and his chemistry with Saka's good. But in his defensive work today, I think Ouattara literally a few times just shown him lying and just gone around him, you know. And if you think he's fast...
You know what? I think the less said about today, the better. I think it's all about Wednesday now. And like somebody else said on one of the earlier shows I did, if we go on and beat PSG on Wednesday, nobody will be talking about today's game. No. But Stricto, thank you so much, man, for coming on LL Sports TV. Tell the people where they can find you.
Yeah, man, you know, like I was even going to plug it myself, but yeah, Stricto on YouTube. So yeah, go there, subscribe, or you can go on TikTok. Not even and TikTok. Stricto there as well.
Go check out his stuff, man, because this guy is one of my go-to guys outside of LL Sports TV, of course.
Of course, yeah. So hit the subscribe here as well, and hit the likes. Got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hit the likes.
Respect. Nice one.